Hey everybody, today is Tuesday, February 19th, 6:23 in the morning, and the futures just went red, well, they were red. They went a little deeper into the red just within the past 5 minutes or so. Not sure what caused that, but there was kind of just a quick dive down. The market as a whole kind of looks like we might be getting ready for a pullback. We're pretty extended. There's a lot of stocks that had patterns that broke out of them, or at least started coming out and going sideways. Just not a lot of setups waiting to go. That kind of tells me, we probably need to pull back for everything to kind of consolidate and reset. Looking at the indexes, had a pretty good move. You can see even like on Friday, the trade talk got a lot better. So then, everything took off. But that's kind of just an extension of the move that was happening already. It wasn't a breakout of a good pattern that formed. It was more just an extension. And obviously the market wants that trade dispute to end. And when it does, there'll probably be a huge rally, but if it happened now, I don't think it would be something where the market just keeps running and running and running. After that, it might spike up for maybe 1 or 2 days, and then we'd pull back and then consolidate the whole thing for a while. But yeah, so the Dow was up pretty good on Friday. The S&P, again, is just kind of extending this move. Same thing with the Nasdaq's just kind of extending this move. Nasdaq's hitting the 200-day now, and the S&P has crossed it. But we've been going up steady for a while. I think we're going to be pulling back. If you look at my daily list anyway, of the stocks that I see that actually have setups, Netflix is really struggling to get over this 360. It's like it crosses the line and nobody shows up to buy it. And then it just kind of, that selling that's there just pushes it right back down in. Underneath there's buying, like we saw, here, which was the 14th. And then here, which was the 12. But every time it actually crosses 360, it gets really close to 360, falls right back down. Now over time, it might go hit it again, hit it again, hit it again, and all the selling basically exhausts itself. And if there's enough buying pressure underneath it, it'll actually go. But I'm kind of getting worried because we're so far along on this triangle. Like, this is the end of the triangle. You can't get any more of this triangle. It needs to go. So it's either going to break out or it's going to fail. And on Friday it tried to go, even had volume as it punched over. I think it was up like $4 at one point, and then it just again, the selling just overtook it. So we'll have to see. I am in it. I've been in it twice and stopped out of it. I'm in it right now, waiting to see if it's actually going to get the buying to push it beyond that selling that's sitting there. And then oils, like as far as actual nice setups, this is the only ones that I see. Everything else has set up previously and moved, which is why I think a pullback's probably needed, because so many of these setups have actually gone forward and moved the stock higher already. So Apache, just because there's so much activity in oil, but again, the market has already been moving for a while. Even though oil is moving and some of the oils have set up, there may be too much downside pressure when the market actually goes into a real pullback that even these won't move. So just be careful. Even that Netflix trade that I'm in, that's probably going to be the only trade I take for the next week or two, as I want to see this thing pull back, and then hopefully we'll go back into a bit of choppiness and we'll rebuild some new patterns, and then we'll get going again. But anyway, Apache, 3350 would be the breakout on that line right there. Athene, I can't remember what kind of stock this is, but it has this little kind of ascending triangle pattern. It actually did break out on Friday. Let's see if I can zoom right in here. See, it already crossed the line. That's right around 44.26. Of course, it's a little higher than that. As long as volume keeps coming into it, and it seems like it wants to keep going, so that's still okay to enter, I would say. And EOG, another oil, has already crossed. A really nice pattern, though. You can see that symmetrical triangle. Now, if I look at the previous list, these are all the ones that I've shown previously that had set up. Paycom, just huge out of this base. This was an earnings gap, reconsolidated, it still wants to go. Palo Alto Networks, again, this already had a nice huge base and it's moved really, really well. It didn't have a lot of volume when it broke out, but it's still just, the price kept going up. Domo with a little pennant and the price is moving. Trade Desk, I know some people got in down here. I found this, broke out, came right back, but it's still not almost back up to those highs again. Typically, I would have had my stop under the buy point until it either retested it or formed a new pattern up above. So that's how I would play something like that, where it breaks out and then comes right back to the line. My stop would still be at the buy point because I know there's a possibility he'd come right back. And then my stop's underneath, so it touches or dips below, but my stop is hopefully down here, bounces off because that's where support should be, and then it keeps going. ZS is still kind of moving higher. MDB, nice base. This ended up being really good. I mean, the price is still moving up. I mean, that's like $10. It's up to $100. About $10 move there. Xilinx. There was actually an entry on Xilinx on this here after the earnings. That would have been a good entry. You just buy it on that momentum after earnings. Then it formed this little pennant and it is still trying to get higher. Align. Its earnings were right in here. Normally I wouldn't touch it. So there was this nice descending channel triangle, or falling wedge, sorry, and then it broke out earnings and it has that little tiny base there. It's trying to get over. I don't know if it's going to get much momentum, but it's still trying to get over. DXCM, this guy I tried, it's not working out very well. Might be like a Netflix where it can't get over the resistance. Tandem looks really good. It was his first base, came up, based again, broke out, still moving. Square, I have now an ascending triangle because it doesn't look like it gained much momentum when I had a symmetrical triangle there. I had a line down here, but it came out and then there's like no momentum. It's just kind of coasting sideways. So I would say clear that first and then we might get momentum after that. So this is one though, like if the market's going to pull back, it pretty much already has the symmetrical triangle built out. But if the market's going to pull back, this is probably just going to get wrecked and either go sideways or fail. ANET, this was a pretty nice little move right here out of the symmetrical triangle, and then earnings spiked it. That's one where if you happen to hold, holy cow, did you get a nice move, but you never know what earnings are going to give you. And then PXD, that's another oil stock. This one has a little base. I'm just kind of keeping it off to the side because its earnings came out and it kind of tanked on those, but then rebounded, and I'm not sure if it's the earnings are actually better than the market thought at first, or it's just oil momentum pulling this stock back out. EOG, I know, still has good earnings, even though it hasn't reported yet, and it's just now breaking out of its pattern. So that's the one I'm watching over here. Right there. Okay, well, that's it. So again, I think it's a good idea to take profits or be careful right now. And I think this market's due for a pullback. And that's it. Next video will be tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.